So, what we have is basically he's treating this A flat 13 sus as the 2, that being the 5. Arpeggiate an E flat minor 7, and then just a little bebops around, and he goes up D flat, which it's implying. And here's where he switches to the suggestion of a D major 7, sharp 11, so D Lydian. And this relationship with D flat, because that's a nice way to resolve. Nice common notes in there. It's more open sound than the D Lydian dominant, tritone sub, if you will. So he goes for that sound in passing. And then bar 2, he's kind of just more in D. Little bebops around there. And then some fourth stuff, which is going to happen again later. And this happens a few times where he's implying, or not implying, he's just hammering out a D over an A flat. And the way I like to think of that is just the option of the A flat altered. So any dominant can be made and altered even if it doesn't resolve, to taste. But in that A flat altered there is a tritone pentatonic, the D. And we'll get more into that when he does it again later. So bar 3, all we have is another surround, although that's a funny choice of the E. That'd be the more obvious choice, but he's brilliant, so. And this is some secondary dominant business. E flat 7 in the context of D flat still. And then he resolves that with a, which is basically your double plagal going on there. So if into A flat, that is. So he's gone from the A flat sus to just the A flat. I'm thinking of Mixolydian. And he does that as a E flat minor chord instead of a G flat, but it's basically the same thing. Kind of a gospel-y, bluesy, rocky sort of language. Next he gets into his fourth, so he gets quartal here. And he rushes a bit, which is a bit of a consolation. He's human. And I kind of phrased that to what I thought he meant to do. Reminds me of Freedom Jazz Dance there. And here we go back to the D. And the thing is that the A flat altered has these upper structures. But he instead goes to implying a D major triad and then a C major triad, which of course implies G major. And sure enough, that's how I interpret that. He's going to a G6 right there after a little surround. So he's going with that tritone pentatonic, but he decides to make that instead key of G. And the next bar he zaps right back to the A flat dominant. Similar to. And now he's solidly on this A flat 7 buzz. Bouncing between susses and 7s. And back into this business over here.